Good morning. Stayed last night at mile 383, Little Jimmy Campground. It's a campground that's got quite a few campsites on it. It's got picnic tables and they're very spacious and it's really pretty. Here, let me show you what it looks like. I'm walking out of the campground now. Here's the trail. The campground is actually just on the other side of this mountain here. I've only been on the trail for about 5 minutes, so trying to get to somewhere around 390. At 390, there's a road trail closure, and we're gonna have to do a road walk on Highway 2 for about, I think, 3 or 4 miles. There's an endangered species frog, I think, that they closed the trail for to allow it to, I guess, to survive. But it's probably 44, 45 degrees. It was 48 degrees in my tent this morning, so it's nice and chilly. And as you can tell, there's still some ice out here. Let's see if I can traverse this ice without falling. If I fall, it will be on video. In the mornings, the ice is actually kind of crunchy and hard. In the afternoons, it's soft and squishy. So it's best to hike, if you're hiking in ice or snow, to hike it in the mornings because your microspikes will hold a lot easier. That was just a small amount of ice there, so I didn't have to put my microspikes on. But if there are miles of snow and ice and you're hiking it in the morning, that's the best time with microspikes, especially if you're hiking on a trail that has a pretty steep incline where if you slip, you will slide down. This mountain right here doesn't have that steep of an incline, although you'd probably still slide down some. But as many of the other mountains, like San Jacinto, when we hiked that one, had very steep. So it's very important that you maintain grip. So hiking in the morning on the ice, frozen ice, is a lot easier than hiking in the afternoons when the ice is, or the snow is very slushy and slippery. Yesterday left Wrightwood. I think Wrightwood mile marker was 366, if I remember. This is an old burn area. As you can tell, this huge log that I'm coming up to. It's an old burn log that's been cut. And I'm guessing it rolled down from up there somewhere, because it is actually blocking the trail. See that? So, looks like we're gonna have a beautiful sunrise this morning. It should be sunrise. It should be rising right about now. About 6 a.m. is sunrise here, so. The trail goes around over to that other side. Hopefully I get a good view of it there. If I do, I'll take a picture. I wasn't able to get the sunrise. It's kind of hidden behind the mountains over there. But this is an old burnt forest. I guess it's probably a couple of years old. It's kind of eerie walking through them. You know, it's these beautiful, majestic trees, all charred black. Some of them still have a little bit of life in them. And, you know, some of these will survive, but many of them won't. And as you can see, there's no other vegetation here. So once these trees fall, this mountainside will probably become just a regular desolate mountainside. I did see before where there were some little baby pine trees coming up. There's a little bit flatter area though. I don't know if pine trees are going to be able to regrow on this very steep mountainside. But yeah, I was just kind of thinking, it's kind of almost eerie, around all these trees that are basically dying. Some of them have green and are going to die. Yeah, just the destruction that one lightning bolt or one careless camper can cause. Cool. Hello. Here is a really good example of the mountains out here. Last night I stayed at the Little Jimmy Campground, which was actually behind this mountain back there. Don't remember what the elevation was, but I believe it was like 7,000, between 7,000 and 8,000 feet. We climbed down, came down the trails, about 2 miles all the way down to, I don't know if you can see it, there's like a little parking lot down there. And then we climbed up this mountain all the way around, did the switchbacks back and forth, and come all the way up here. And the climb from the parking lot down there to here, the ascent is 1,089 feet. I still have another 200-300 feet to go. But I thought I'd show you the parking lot where I was earlier today. And there's a pit toilet there. So it was kind of a luxury for us hikers to have a pit toilet. But just gonna show you the terrain and the trails. There is a road down there, that's Highway 2. And that's where that parking lot is down there. It's sort of a rest area, parking lot area there. And the PCT goes right through that parking lot. But we're up high again, and of course, as always, it's beautiful. This looks like this side of the mountain also burnt. It was a pretty big fire, looks like. A small section of the PCT is closed for to help preserve the endangered. There's a frog that's endangered, and so there's a 4-mile road walk. It's not very comfortable walking on flat surfaces, I guess, after being used to hiking on the uneven path of the PCT. But gotta do it. So I am about 1.5 miles in, so got another 2.5 miles to go. It's still a pretty view from here. So if you ever decide to drive in this area, the road views are just as good as the PCT view. I better get off the road. Don't want to get run over.